हाय गाइस, वेलकम टू द इंडी फुटबॉल पॉडकास्ट। सो आज हम बात करेंगे एक ऐसे टॉपिक की, समथिंग विच हैज़ बिकम वेरी मच ऑफ अ प्रॉब्लम कह लो। एक क्या बोलते हैं, मे बी ब्यूरोक्रेटिक ऑब्स्टैकल कह लो, बट व्हाट वी नो at this point of time is that Mohamed Salah, Trent Alexander-Arnold, and Virgil van Dijk might just be gone at the end of the season. Now, a lot of people have had a lot of things to say about it. The players themselves are being what should I say, contacted basically at every situation. They are being held up in mixed zones. They are being asked after matches and press conferences in whatever way possible, in every possible interview, as to what they really want out of it. Honestly, no one really knows other than the players and the club. There is no direct clarity in terms of what they exactly want. कुछ लोगों को लगता है कि मे बी इट्स द लेंथ ऑफ द कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स, सम पीपल थिंक दैट मे बी इट्स द मनी, some people think that maybe it's just the club's incompetency at this point to be able to work out through these contracts. My take personally on this is that it should have ideally been sorted out a long time back. Of course, it's easier said than done. A lot of people will have a lot of views on this, and काफ़ी बार होगा कि uh, these sort of things can happen, especially in clubs which are multi-billion dollar clubs, honestly, at this point of time. So these sort of things can happen, and especially with the length that Mohamed Salah and Van Dijk are, it's imperative that these sort of discussions will help, will happen, especially in a club like FSG, जहाँ पे you know in a club backed by FSG, where we know कि like there are certain financial restrictions. There is a certain way a sell to buy sort of an sell to buy sort of a model which goes around. अब ये सही है नहीं है, is it right, is it not? I mean, honestly, no one really knows because it's a way of looking at it. A metric to judge this is the success on the field, which has been decent, more than decent. In the last few seasons, we have had one Premier League, one Champions League. किसी और की नज़र से देखो तो बहुत ही ज़्यादा, मे बी शायद रियल मैड्रिड या मैनचेस्टर सिटी की तरफ से देखो तो शायद इतना ज़्यादा नहीं है, बट एट प्रेजेंट लिवरपूल आर at the top of the Champions League table, the Premier League table, and the League Cup, of course, they are doing really well in. So the question boils down now is to what what should be done at this point of time. मुझे लगता है कि मे बी दिस इज़ द टाइम व्हेन द क्लब शुड बी डूइंग एवरीथिंग to find a resolution. Now, of course, as I mentioned earlier, it's easier said than done, but it's very important for players like Mohamed Salah, Trent Alexander-Arnold, and Virgil van Dijk to stay at the club because all three of them are the best in their positions. And it's like you can spend a lot of money, you can maybe prepare someone to kind of play in their position, but can they match that level? I don't think there are direct replacements of any of them in the market currently, especially with the budgets Liverpool work with, especially with how they spend. And ठीक है, मतलब I am there are two sides of the coin in terms of how FSG has approached things. ठीक है, हर कोई डिफरेंटली देखता है उस चीज़ को, बट मुझे लगता है कि Liverpool should be doing everything to get the contract sorted, because if they don't, it could, and probably it will come back to bite them. What we have seen lately is the importance of these players becoming more and more evident, especially in the Arne Slot era. ऐसा नहीं है कि क्लॉप के टाइम पे इम्पॉर्टेंट नहीं थे, बट बिकॉज द कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स आर एक्सपायरिंग, the importance is starting to seem even more. And it will, definitely it will, when they are the best in their positions. It's like अगर वर्जिल वैन डाइक अभी 25 ईयर्स को होता या 24 ईयर्स को होता, and same for Mohamed Salah and Trent Alexander-Arnold is anywhere around that age, 25, 26. All of them are worth 150 million to like 120 to 150 million pounds in their own right if they are at that age. Now, of course, I also feel that अभी लास्ट सीजन ही मोहम्मद साला के लिए 150 मिलियन पाउंड्स की बिड आई थी. उसका रीज़न क्या था? बिकॉज ही इज़ दैट गुड. ही इज़ दैट गुड अ प्लेयर. You can't deny it. You can say a good thing about Mohamed Salah. You can criticize Mohamed Salah. But at the end of the day, Mohamed Salah is one hell of a player. So अब इसके काफ़ी साइड्स हैं, एंड लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स कैन बी सेड हेयर एंड देयर कि मे बी दे आर स्टार्टिंग टू एज. एक पॉइंट के बाद हो सकता है कि वो लोग डिक्लाइन कर जाए. दैट कुड हैपन. Those sort of things could happen. It could happen that like I have the most massive amount of respect for Jordan Henderson, but he declined after signing his contract quite a bit. Fabinho fell off एक पॉइंट के बाद for Liverpool. So these sort of things can happen. We have been seeing with the Andy Robertson, and I don't want to put the marker here कि Andy Robertson decline कर रहा है. Maybe not. Maybe it's just a few bad run of games, but chances are that maybe he is. So it all boils down to the fact that if Liverpool can actually financially reach a solution for all three of them, बट ये भी ना हो कि बाद में ट्रांसफ़र मार्केट्स जो हो उसमें लिवरपूल डोंट स्पेंड ऑन द यंग प्लेयर्स. बिकॉज while I think we have been relatively luckier this season with injuries, it won't always happen. So it all boils down to the fact कि if they can find a compromise in the right way possible, but also be able to work progressively as a club, कि worst case में अगर मोहम्मद साला, अलेक्जेंडर आर्नल्ड या अलेक्जेंडर आर्नल्ड तो खैर देयर इज़ अ चांस कि नहीं ही डिक्लाइन करेगा, ही इज़ जस्ट 26. बट इफ वैन डाइक, मोहम्मद साला डू डिक्लाइन, एंड आई एम नॉट सेइंग दे विल, देयर इज़ अ वेरी वेरी माइन्यूट चांस कि दे विल, अभी नहीं, 1 साल बाद, 2 साल बाद, then Liverpool are prepared for it. So I think it's important to move sustainably. Again, it's easier said than done, but I feel Liverpool have to take a bit of risk now, because if they don't, it could turn out to be it could turn out to bite them in the foot, and bite them so badly that you know the club could go downhill. We have seen the example of Manchester United, which is a great football club and still is, but we have seen how after Alex Ferguson the progression planning didn't really work out really well. And that can happen to clubs, that can happen to the most massive clubs in the world. So it's important that Liverpool take care of these situations and sort these contracts out as soon as possible, because if they don't, बहुत बुरा हो सकता है. But again, I hope contract sign हो जाए. अभी David Lynch came on the podcast. It will be released very soon. We were told that there's an optimism regarding all three of them, and I am hoping that optimism can come to the table, and some things could be worked out from the backroom staff, from the boardroom, I mean, and Liverpool could actually be able to have these players, buy even better players in the future, and keep progressing as a club. Because जो सबसे बड़ा fear था लिवरपूल फैंस का आफ्टर क्लॉप लेफ्ट वॉज कि आर्ने स्लॉट अब अच्छा कर पाएगा नहीं कर पाएगा. वो डाउट्स अभी फिलहाल के लिए थैंकफुली जा चुके हैं. सो इट्स इम्पॉर्टेंट दैट वी मूव एज अ क्लब, एंड आई होप we can reach the resolutions on it. That was my view. Thank you. I hope you like it. Keep liking, sharing content, and keep like this video, share this video, subscribe please to the Indie Football Podcast, and we will keep bringing you great content, informative content as soon as we can, as much as we can. Thank you.